Hey there, Pisces. This is Joy with Joy the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, click that subscribe button down below. It is free as always. And as always, I'm happy to have you all here joining us, bringing in your fantabulous, beautiful energy to contribute to this read, because we all bring it in here together. And that is the voice and the message that is coming forth specifically for you. Now, I must tell you, I took some notes because I was channeling some information before we began. And ooh, Pisces, this is a good one. Now, there is a note to go back and to check out Aqua, because there's some information in there for you. It says your prosperity is springing forth from that source. So look at Aqua in your chart and maybe see what planets or placements are going on there in regards to what this is pertaining to. So like, say your Venus or your Jupiter is in Aquarius. If Venus is there, it's pertaining to do redundant with prosperity and things of such. Jupiter might have to do with any new opportunities coming your way, growth, development, that type of thing. Okay. But there's also an underlying message here that talks about don't be fooled. If something irritates you, that irritation is there for a reason. It is like a hallmark or a warning to say, hey, this isn't working for you. Either the situation, the person, the conditions, the attitude in which it's coming, your attitude in which you're proceeding, any of that. So think of it like a mosquito. If it's bugging you like that, then it's something you need to step back from. It's talking about don't fall for those lures and false promises. Okay, Pisces? Also, trust yourself and your intellect. Bless yourself. So rather than, letting that fish flip and go, well, let me give the benefit of doubt. Maybe I don't know the situation fully. If the irritation's there, trust and release and let it go. Because sometimes just that action, that energy in it of itself reduces any power struggle or attachment and can allow it to regroup and come back in a healthy manner and move forward. Okay. So irregardless, bless yourself. Now with that, we're going to start your affirmation for this reading, which is, I bless myself. Well, that's pretty easy. We forget that we need to give our souls and ourselves permission. A lot of times we think we have to do all these declarations and manifestation laws and vision boards or whatever. Once you say it, that gate opens and the key starts working. It starts powering up like Google. When you hit search, it begins to look and see. So say it with me. I bless myself. Okay, Pisces. Now with that, remember to also check out Aqua if that is something that is hearkening to you. It has to do with gifts and the unknown, that type of thing. But here you already have a couple of cards sitting out. One that's definitely letting me know this Eight of Cups, like they're talking about walking away, isn't walking away from people or things. It's walking away from a place, an environment, dead, busted, and disgusted. That type of environment is what it's talking about here. Because two cups are spilled and you could sit there and have a pity party for yourself or feel sorry for yourself about how things didn't work out. Or you can thank life that only two things have tumbled down yet, that you saw some energy you can pick up and take with you to go back, that you haven't expended yourself or exhausted yourself completely, because the environment is barren. It's nothing but like a scrapyard, okay, or a quarry. It's something that's extracting. And that's what is not any longer serving you in your life here. You're recognizing that you're a gift if you feel called to tune in to Aqua. Okay. That's why this is a good one. You're beginning to see and open your eyes to who you are. But first we have to clear out a little bit of that mind, because we have the Affirmators deck coming in, which I love, is bright and cheery and very cleary. Cleary on what? The devil mind. The devil popped out, and I tried to shuffle the moon back in from the last reading, and it came back out anyway. And it's talking about this flume, this channel of kind of moving up into this mindset about a little bit of how is this going to serve me? What works in this for me? Owning your power, very much Eight of Wands energy, the lightning path coming in, activating your tree of life, of being able to ask, how does this benefit you? Because before it's obvious if you're here and you're still tuned in, that things have been irritating you and you kept undermining and selling yourself out, putting yourself in a environment of extraction. So irregardless of who approached you in this, it might be somebody who thinks you're wonderful and hung the moon and totally attractive, but that environment creates that karma to be playing out. Okay, so let's clear the karma in your aqua placement, Pisces, because that's definitely what this is talking about. Now we know Big Daddy, Big Papa is here. Big Daddy Saturn, he's like here, bullseye, to bring you out of the vault and to bring you into the true safekeeping of who you are, into the center of self, the center of your chart, owning and knowing yourself. Okay, so with that, we have a Mary L coming in to establish that connection to who you are, to your true self, not the one that had to be raised by people or in particular situations or circumstances, mindsets, foundational teachings and truths like that, but to put you in that you're birthing yourself forward here. And this is the page of disc, getting to the heart of the matter, but it's centralizing into knowing thyself, into the gut, into the soul seat of being centered into your solarness. But that's also very active where the void is, the 10 teachers. So there's 10 teachers when you put in yourself, your MC and your IC become the zodiac, and you can begin to know who you are and have a compass and a direction of feeling for who you are and how you operate. When you know who you are and how you operate, you're less likely, to be putting yourself in this type of energy, this thuggery going on here. And now Big Papa's turned the devil very much into Saturnian energy because it rules Capricorn. Saturn rules it. So it's about knowing the mind, knowing the fullness of the moon, to know, like it's been said lately at the channel, okay, not just for this first half of April, these are all timeless, but it has to do with, irregardless of how the situation, the tides are pulling or moving or trying to get you out of center based on the road that you're going down. Okay, think of it like shocks on your car. The moon is still always whole, irregardless of whether it's full, gibbous, first quarter, new, it's always whole. So he's wanting you to get into the wholeness of yourself, okay, in the center of your soul. Get to know what's in your golden cup, baby. So Airtay's coming in like this. Let's take a look and see who it is. Okay, so we have the Jack of Diamonds and the Four of Wands. Ooh, baby. So it's not wanting to fall for the ploys of life, which you find beautiful, and what the world calls beautiful can be two different things. That's very much Aquarian type energy coming in here. So own that part of your Aquarius. And so again, it may change some environment of who you become friends with, who you entertain, who you pour your cup of love for. Love isn't just who you go sleep with, friends. It has to do with the children, parents, community, your job. You're talking about your bank. Whoever is dealing with the bank is talking about your bank. So it could also be talking about your bank account, but it's getting into that earthen energy and turning it, merging it with some fire energy, because you being a water sign, if you're tuning in as Pisces sun, then you're a water sign. So getting into the earth and the fire that sit on either side of you. So getting into that whole quadrant is what it's talking about. Because if you're backing up to Aquarius, then back up to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. Getting into that quadrant, maybe even taking a moment to reflect before leaving here. I mean, get up and leave, but you can reflect in your mind, right? Over these last couple of months and what you've been seeing, the patterns playing out there. And then that touches on this Jack of Diamonds, which is Earth right here. And that awakens, it's talking about the mums. The chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemum is very soothing. It's very nourishing. It's abundant as well. It's long-lasting energy. So it's allowing that okay. The moons that you've been through already in this first quarter of the year. Okay. That energy going on in there. Getting into the softness of the self, maybe acknowledging a couple of things that maybe even habits that you were trying to form for yourself, maybe they already kind of fell off a bit. It's talking about regenerating some of them. Instead of having so many, pick 1, 2, or 3. And don't say every day I'm gonna this, every week all that. I'm going to work on incorporating this into my week every week. Taking time to sit and write in your journal. It may not be every day. It may be once a week. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe going for a walk down in the park. That may just be once a week. But giving that softness and that space to yourself to allow the regeneration, the fulfillment to come in, rather than saying, I broke it, I lost it, I missed it, done. That's the old way. That's what people used to think about Saturn. That's when they used to say the devil's fucking it all up. I done messed it up. I've trashed it. It's over. It's done. That's not true, because these are overarching cards for this first quarter, first half of April. Excuse me. That the star is coming in. I love that it's a playful star. Okay. See, look, it's a little ghosty. It's resurrection powers. Follow that nose. It's Rudolph. You are special. You are divine exactly as you are. And it's a double reiteration, okay? Because the star came in the Terra de la Nuit, okay? Everything is in divine order. It's time for you to come forward and shine. So sometimes the mishaps, mistakes, mismarks, those type of things are stuff that help us see what we do still find value in. What, when we did it, did actually contribute, nurture, and nourish, and give more than it took from us. So taking that bit of time to ponder, reflect, and then to leave that environment and to begin to step into this. To be true to the value of who you are. Some of it may have been shedding some partnerships that you agreed with a friend. Hey, we're going to get up and we're going to walk every Tuesday at such and such. And maybe they didn't show. And after a time or two, you found yourself letting yourself down on the commitment. And that's not for you, okay? Step into your own power. Do what feels good and right to you. Double star power, okay? Do it, and that's going to be very uplifting, and it's going to bring in the full scope. It's funny, this tower is showing up like the Venus. Now remember, these are going over all the reads, the whole zodiac for this first half of April, and irregardless of when you tune in, these are all timeless, I'll tell you. But it's getting you erect and upright, growing in the right direction, giving you backbone and stability that you need, especially with the wateriness of your sign, to get into the balance with your Neptune, okay? So you don't stay in that foggy mind of question, doubt, wonder, frenzy, frustration, that flurried type energy. So I want to put these away so we can get a clean slate out here for you, okay? How have you been, Pisces? How have you been? That seems to be a bit of a first quarter if you've been kind of like having your finger on yourself, checking yourself, thinking you're wrecking yourself. Forgive yourself right now. Take a nice breath. Ready? Best way to make a clean slate. Just take a conscious breath. Give yourself permission, because as you're doing that, you're bringing in all that life is offering you into your lungs. And you're releasing yourself for life to have something to work with, okay? And remember what you said. I bless myself. Bless yourself with a fresh breath, okay? You're wanting to start with a pearl. So we're going to keep this nuance of who you are, what makes you uniquely you, bucking trends and fashions, and being very specific into who you are and what you like. Oh, interesting. Who else had this card come out? Maybe it was the earrings. Oh, Lord. What's happening? Hang on. We just had a tower, baby. We just had a tower. We got a whole lot of love coming in. You're like, Joy, we're ready. We're ready. Ooh, but Metatron and that door to romance, they are looking straight up at you. But there's all this goldness, incoming energy, door to spirit, the temple path, abundance, that type of thing coming on in. So let's get these back on track. But what did stay was the journey. And what journey is this? You are on the path to all your dreams and desires fulfilled. That number 50 at the top, the angel of strength, is Jubilee. So as you get into the backbone, the truth of who you are, the owning of who you are, the empowerment of who you are, even on your own, because Aquarius can stand all on its own, Pisces, okay? But you very much have your finger on the Aquarian placement in your life. Even if that house is empty, that space to be you is incredibly powerful. My Pisces house is empty, but that is the space that affords me the clarity to reflect, to ponder, to take in that Neptunian energy, and to understand who I am and what it is that lights me up in this world, okay? So let's get a peek at your soul. Ooh, Pirates, Six of Swords. You got the angel blood walking with you, blood, sweat, and tears. Some reward coming your way, coupled with your hopes, dreams, and fears. Red plus white equals green. Bringing in some heart chakra energy from the base all the way up to where you can taste and see that life is good and life loves you. When you love you, life can love you. Life's always loving all of you, but they will not bust the door down. You have the key. Open the door, the power of your permission. Nine of Swords. Now, this is something that we need to bring upright and get clarity on, because in this deck, Nine of Swords is the whole world. Everything you've ever dreamed of. Think of it with Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups. We're all like, ooh, that's what I want. That's what I want. But when it comes to swords or wands, we're like, no, that's horrible. It's terrible. Don't have preconceived notions. Remember, that's what we were talking about over here. And having everything you want. Four of Wands, this is you on your own. That doesn't mean being alone. That means in and of yourself, feeling the fulfillment and the reward of who you are, that stature, that grace, that elegance, that emboldenedness that is you. That's you bringing in this world, resisting the urge to try and be out in the deep where everybody else. Maybe you love to thrift shop and that is your thing. No, you don't have to brag or broadcast. You can wear it with all your glory and refinement. When people say you look gorgeous, you say thank you. You don't have to announce the price tag. It's not that. It's being able to work who you are right here now today. So that's what this Nine of Swords is coming in. Mind, body, and soul. Owning it, because when you do, you get that backbone, you get that stature, and it allows the breath of life to move fully and freely through you. Life to love on you, love through you, and connect with you. And that flow, that breath moving through us is what makes us feel happy and alive, because happiness is our natural state. It is our spiritual DNA. Breath flowing through us. Why? Because you're happy. That's right. That's right. I blessed myself. Remember it? I see some victory coming through with a whole lot. Ooh, who's that? Prince of Cups. Yep, babe. Yep. But remember your power, okay? Permission to be who you are. Because when we connect to ourselves, we connect to the fullness, the fascination of the entire life, the environment, everything being clear. Ooh. What had to bend in half for this Queen of Wands? Oh, you're funny. You're skipping a few more things out. So the Six of Discs. You thought you had to bend on the reciprocation a little bit. In your past, your future, you don't. Okay? Because if you do, you'll bend and then out. You can have it all. You can have it all. Venus is coming in. That's this Venusian energy, which is love and money. It is life coming towards you. The return of your energy of the investments, especially this first quarter, okay? And you can think back towards late summer, early fall of last year, and that's where this Queen of Wands is dancing. She has her hand on the throne. Hasn't walked away from it. Still has some rights to it. I don't know what it is that you're still keeping rights to. Some of you, it may be a public forum. Might go back and check on that. Let's get a pitman on that public forum. But I know you have lots of capability and mastery, but there's also been a bit of illusion going on there. So I don't know what it was. Maybe some disillusionment. Maybe you got a little bit down on yourself because you didn't feel like people connected with you because you're so unique, divine, different. Hey, head up, shoulders back. You be you, baby, and do that nurturing and nourishing and letting life love on you and nourish you and keep you fulfilled in that state of wholeness, breath in your lungs, inhaling and exhaling, that communion, that connection going on, and this will flourish. Okay, life is showing its favor on you. Then and now. Okay, then and now. Erase that shadow of doubt. Okay, friend? What are you doing? Two of Wands. You wanting to come back up. You're like you were drowning. Some of you, that may have been a bit of debt. Okay? That may have been a bit of debt. But if life is talking about that bit of debt, okay, the Five of Wands, that's worry. They're saying stop worrying yourself to death. You worrying yourself, worrying about this, thinking about this, maybe change this, maybe change that. They're talking about stabilize. Stabilize. That's why it's saying own yourself, nurture and nourish yourself. From yourself to yourself, stabilize in your relationship and connection to yourself, and watch this all begin to come forward and work. This will fade and melt away. That is the illusion there, okay? So there'll be no more disillusionment. You'll have this beautiful lighthouse, which is you. It is this world. Now, under that, you ready? You ready, man or woman? That brings in the King of Wands. Moving forward in life, okay? Let me see what's exactly going on here. Yeah, so there's a bit of leaning and a nod towards each other, even though this energy, this King of Wands, seems to be focused on somebody else. And no, this could be you, all right? But there is an acknowledgement of you being there, and whatever this is, this empowerment, this higher level, this ascertaining of this connection, this breath of fire, this passion that you have coming into a connection with you. Whether this is a person, place, a thing, I don't know, okay? So I'm going to get a little airtight on that, and we will see. Tell us about this King of Wands. I think, Pisces, that you're actually raising a few questions in this reading. So more than answers, you want questions. That 8. See this 8 of Wands? All right, you're trying to make it stay behind. You're hindering communication. You're hindering the communion is what you're talking about. You're acting like, I'm focused on my best life, on myself, on that type of thing. But you know what? That's in reaction to this energy here. Harmonize, synergize. And they're saying center-gize. Okay? Center-gize. And that brings in this electric kinetic energy. I love it. It's a very fiery earth coming on in. Expressive fireworks celebration. They'll give it be a reason to shout. Okay? When you bridge this gap of why you trying to shut out and block down and lock down, connection and communion, whether with yourself, someone else, whatever this opportunity is, that's what kept the disillusionment going on, the illusion going on. Because as we know, the rainbow and the white light are all one. It's just when it hits that drop of water, maybe that tear, maybe that sorrow, that it creates the array of the promise. Okay? And then that brings in this, ooh, that's what brought in that dive. So it has more to do with the power of behavior of yourself than an individual, than a circumstance, than a situation. It's your response system to take a nosedive and think you're going to crash. The plane is not failing. You're nosediving. Okay? So I'll tell you what I used to always tell my sons, where the head goes, the body will follow. Okay? Where the eyes go, the body will follow. So that's what they're talking about. Your stature, holding your shoulders up, holding your eyes, full speed ahead, knowing who you are, giving yourself permission to be yourself, not look down on yourself. Because looking down, remember the worrying of yourself, the wondering of yourself, the wearying of yourself with that 5 of Wands energy showing up on your mind, that takes you down notches. And then you find yourself in that low end barren environment. Okay? So Pisces, remember, I bless myself, and yes, you do. And if you're still here, you are definitely blessed. You have tuned in. Now subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that like button, show your love and support, and get YouTube to circulate this around and out. Tell your friends about the channel and stop back by. Even though these are dated, they are all timeless reads. Trust your spirit, your soul, and your guides to lead you in the path and the way you should go. But do know, I love you. Bye.